But I want them to know a lot of these people on Teen Challenge are people that are, their parents, they just can't control them. They don't listen. They have no clue what they're doing to themselves and with their lives or what they're going to do. They're just lost in their world right now. And I want to testify, tell them how Jesus has been with me all these years and all the troubles and everything I went through during my years. Because I got arrested a bunch of times as a young kid, and I've had everything and lost everything 3 or 4 times and came through it on my own because I had faith in myself enough that had faith in myself, had enough common sense, to stay away from certain things and to know that if I was going to be able to take care of what I had to work hard. I had to work hard. That's all I knew. To work as hard as I could, be the best at whatever it was I was working at. Try to work my way up anywhere I was at. I was always working my way up, doing everything I could to be the best at it, work as hard as I could at it. That's the attitude you gotta have, man. No matter what you're doing, I don't care what it is, just do it as hard as you can, work as best you can, because the harder and best you work, your boss is going to see that or whatever. You're going to get up, you're going to move up or whatever it is you're at, or you're going to think about what you want to do. When you think about what you want to do, all you got to do is think about it. If you want to do it, you do it. Just go out and do it. Figure out how to do it. Figure out what you got to do it, and do it. I mean, it's all there is to it. In your life, that's all there is to it. You have yourself. That's all you have is yourself. And you have God, you have Jesus with you. You have everything. You have yourself, you have Jesus. You believe that Jesus is with you. You trust Him. Whatever you're doing, even if you ain't going to church all the time or doing anything like that, just acknowledge that He's with you. It's all you need in this world. But it starts by when you get saved. That's where it starts. So that's my message. Get saved. If you believe that He came here and died for you, then get saved. But people, you guys, you know who you are, like Lori Abercrombie, Tiger, Bobby Sumner, Jimmy Beach, Brad Card, Meeks. Man, all these people are people that, we hung out and we were all independent, Tiger, man, he grew up as, his parents were divorced, his mother worked hard, just like mine did, but his mother, God bless her, man. If it wasn't for her, I don't know what I'd done, because I spent all my weekends with Tiger as I could when I was a kid. All my weekends, because I didn't want to be at home with my mother. She was resentful after my dad left her. She wasn't happy, and we weren't making it easy on her. But I loved her to death. She loved me. My mother loved me, man. Me and her, my Sherry, were everything. I mean, we didn't want for nothing, man. We always had what we want. We were just spoiled children, and really, I regretted a lot of that when I was older. But me and my mom were best friends, man. When I was 18, we moved out. She went bankrupt. We lost our house and everything. Had to move into an apartment. Some of y'all went to parties at that little apartment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And you know, I always had a party. No matter what house I was in, I always had a house party. You guys remember my house parties. You know, you remember me, how I was. But the Lord showed me all my life, all the way back to this point. And I lived there. I lived it, man. I was a adrenaline junkie. I lived outside. All my life it was about just being outside, doing something, you know, outside, you know, just taking care of business, doing whatever, you know, having fun, and being with friends. And a lot of times I got in trouble because I was always driving or designated, or you know, and driving. I drank, driving drunk. I've been drunk, past blackout drunk driving, never got pulled over. But after a few beers, get pulled over and see DUI. You know, I had the baddest luck as a kid getting a DUI for a few drinks or whatever, because I was being stupid, you know. And I had to work myself out of it. I worked so many community hours, paid fines, this and that. But I never asked a dime from my mother. I always paid for my way, and I always did the work, and work wasn't nothing to me. I'd go out cutting grass on the weekends for community service, or picking up garbage in a red jumpsuit on the highway. I've done it all. You know, I spent 3 months in Cobb County Correctional System after being stupid one night after work with a few friends who talked me into going to freaking junkyard and hopping the fence, stealing radios, and got busted red-handed, and ended up getting a felony charge at 16, you know. And I had to do the community service, and then I had to do 90 days of community service. 3 months of my life, you know, at the age of 16. The whole summer I had to do community service at the Cobb County Correctional with I ain't gonna drop names, but his last name was Bell, and the other guy that he tossed us into it, he got nothing. He was underage, he got nothing. And when we had to go to damn community service, it was crazy. It sucked. But I got off, and then after all that, they squashed the felony charge, thank God. But I had to do all that work, you know, and you know, so many times I got in trouble. I spent half my youth in trouble and paying the consequences. But I got through it. You know, I had a lot of common sense, you know, and I had a lot of work ethic. A lot of these kids have none of that these days. They have nothing. They need somebody to go out there and tell them, you know, that what they're going through now, they can handle it on their own, but they need faith. They need to get saved and believe and trust it, no matter what it is that's going on at home. A lot of times that's all on them. You know, don't worry about what your parents are doing. You just worry about what you're doing, and know that you're not a loser, man. You don't have to be a loser. You just have to have faith and just, you know, try to just think of something. Whatever it is, you could do it. That's all there is to it. But man, I love all you guys, man. And I want you to watch my YouTube channel, and I'm going to send you guys the link for each one of my testimonies. I'm going to do maybe 20-30 minute testimonies and different things in my youth that I went through. that I mean, it was probably a lot worse than any of these guys have ever done. You know, I've lived it. I've done it all. I experienced everything, all kind of experiences, learned all kind of things, and even after I got hurt, you know, I can touch people who are in a wheelchair, who don't know what they're doing, how to take care of themselves. I mean, I went to Shepherd Center when I was in Atlanta, and I talked to a few newly injured people. These people I can talk to and tell them that to not worry, man. Just trust in yourself, man. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord, that the Lord is with you. Now, anybody out there that thinks that there's no God and that it's all the handwritten book and everything, they're just lying to themselves, man. They're lying to themselves if they believe it ain't true. They believe a lot of things because of a lie that started many thousand years ago. That lie, people get a lie put in their head, and they just want to believe it. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I know I've been rambling a lot, but I just want you guys to know that I'm back, man. I had to take a little break because the Lord, I'm on the Lord's time. I got to stop trying to just take the reins and run, because He's already showed me real quick that I got to get in shape. The other day my chair broke down right before I was about to get it in roll into the driver's seat here, and I had to call my sister to come down and help me get the chair out, because my wife fell asleep and was taking a nap, and I'm stuck in the van with my chair with an error message on my joystick. And I was like, man, I had a lot of plans for that day. It was a busy day ahead. I had to go, and I went back and I saw my manual chair. I was like, okay, I'm going to get in that thing now, and I'm going to hook myself up and start driving this thing. I never driven it with the manual chair yet. I used to run all over the place with this manual chair and leave my power chair at home, and I'd jump in my power chair when I got home, and so it's because it's easier to get around the house and everything with it, especially the house I was living in, Ackworth. A lot of y'all remember that. It was on a huge hill, so when I first got out of the hospital, I was humping it up that hill every day when I got home from work, until I got me a power chair that I could park at the bottom of the driveway and get in it when I got home and go up the hill with no problem. And I got a week after that. Anyway, I was like, I hadn't been in that manual chair in years, where I had to spend a lot of time in it, and I had spent 2 days in it. And I had to drop my chair off again, but it told me one thing: I could drive this chair in the mountain chair, this car in the mountain chair, and if anything ever happened to this car, I'd be able to drive it. Even if all the power things went out, I would be able to drive it, because I have driving sticks that I was using since I first got out of the hospital. So there ain't nothing I can't drive. And there's a lot of people in wheelchairs who probably hadn't experienced the life I have had since I've been in a wheelchair, because ain't nothing stopped me from doing nothing. Ain't nothing can stop me. I can do anything I'll put my mind to. You know, I never ask anybody for help unless I need it. You know, if you don't need help, then don't ask for it. If you're in the back chair, you try to do what you can by yourself. Do it, and I can give a lot of people pointers on how to do things. And I live off the basics all my life. I don't have all the fancy stuff, but the Lord has blessed me, and I've been so blessed with all the things that He's provided me with over the years. It's just hard to believe. So all I know is that I couldn't have done anything without him, because I'd be dead right now if it wasn't God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here right now, because God wants me here right now for this time. And from seeing, He wants me to try to get as many people saved as I can. That's my mission. Is the mission to getting saved, salvation. It's like a warning. Like the angel told Jonah, and then Jonah didn't go and warn anybody, and then the whale ate he had to get swallowed by a whale. So he didn't heed the warning to go warn, but I'm heeding it. I'm taking it to him, because the time is now. Time is now. People in this world, they're like, it's an illusion. A lot of this stuff is illusion. An illusion. It really is. But and I know you don't think I'm crazy, people, because this is real. This is truth. I'm telling truth here. And I'm talking to you first, man, because you guys know me best. Anyway, just be looking for my YouTube videos, and I'm going to send them to you. And please share them if you can. And I hope you guys watch, because I want you guys to know exactly how I was during those years. You know, and when I was with you guys, and you're gonna know my home life and everything I've been through. And it's a good story, a special story. It's a true story, a New Testament story of how the Lord Jesus has been in my life, and how I prayed to Him, even though I wasn't like following Him. I wasn't going to church all the time, but I've been through many church experiences over my years, and I've anywhere from Church of God to Baptist. I even was converted to Catholic. I was a Catholic, believe it or not, for a few years when I met Diane after I got hurt, because I was, and I was confused about church, my whole life. You'll see it. The Lord laid it out, and He put it all out there so that I would have the tools to testify.